20 seconds.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We got a brand new show today. And welcome back, Mark, from Comic-Con. He wasn't here last time. People asked me, what happened to the show? I had a big technical problem uploading the show. Two of my computers just completely burnt out. And it took a while to get back to the studios and do the uploading over here. As a matter of fact, the show got uploaded just about half an hour ago. Okay, so my last show I did, solo, it's already on YouTube. And hopefully this show will be on by Monday, hopefully, okay? And the last show, we show you the actual sites. YouTube site, Pinterest, Instagram, and SoundCloud. I'm using those 4 sites. We're gonna expand more on that information on the next show. I believe the show before that, 2 shows ago, has the links, but I'm gonna repost the links right after we record this show, and it gets uploaded to YouTube. Okay, so we got a bunch of reviews over here. Okay, last time I reviewed the collector's edition of The Thing on Blu-ray. That's the movie, sci-fi movie called Russell. So this is like a kind of a companion that only one of the few things we're going to be mentioning as far as sci-fi, because this is kind of like Zombieland, zombies, Halloween, right around the corner. But anyway, Waterworld, this is a special edition. It's kind of pricey, $44, but I think it's worth it because it has 3 different editions on it. The one that we saw in the U.S., the European, and the extended edition, where they added actually 45 minutes back into the movie. Special extended edition has a whole thing at the end. As a matter of fact, they used some of the footage for the television premiere on ABC many years ago. So some of that footage, like for example, he goes after like a big giant fish, a giant whale. That was an extended edition. It wasn't in the European edition, but somehow that particular scene wound up on the television edition. Go figure. Anyway, has postcards, came with a poster, and it comes with a little mini booklet. Explaining further detail, and this comes with a 2-hour behind-the-scenes making of. At this particular time, when the movie was released, it was getting trashed. People said, "Oh, it's a messed up movie because it got re-edited." Okay, me personally, I like this. And right at the beginning, it says it was inspired by Mad Max. So it's basically Mad Max on water. But the stunts are fantastic because this is before the computer age with CG. A lot of the stunts are all done on water. And believe it or not, those guys in skis, when they're flying right over this big city on the water. Anyway, it tells you all that information. The 2-hour special about the making of behind the scenes is worth the price. Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that real quick. Before we get into more reviews, Mark is going to catch up with some reviews, but I just want to ask him really quick. You didn't show up in the last show because you went to Comic-Con.
Right.
Was it worth it? How was the Comic-Con?
It was pretty good. I had a good time over there. You know, some people go for 4 days, some go for 3. 1 is enough. You know, like kids, just 1 is enough. You don't have to go more than 1 time.
So you covered a lot of ground in 1 day?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
You don't have to do more than that unless you're some, crazy person who just wants to spend all your money. But I saw a lot of that. A lot of people spending crazy amounts of money. But if you could do it 1 day, it should just definitely be a 1-day event. It's nothing more than a big, how would you say, like a flea market.
Right.
Because people are just going there to buy fleas, and that's what you want to do. You don't.
Yeah, but I heard like some of the stores don't show up every day. Like one day, I think, I forget who was on the panel, but one day a certain actor would be there on a Friday, not a Saturday. So I guess that's why a lot of people buy the package deal, so they can cover all these.
Yeah, it's like they want to get their autograph, or they want to get a picture with them.
Well, they have the panels.
Okay. Well,
they had a big panel.
They don't have. I don't know. On Saturday, you would think it's like the best panels on Saturday, and it wasn't the best panels on Saturday. I think some of the other panels that people don't want to buy the tickets for, they throw all the lot on that. They'll throw their lot on either a Thursday or a Friday, because almost nobody buys Thursday tickets. They say, oh, if you buy a Thursday ticket, you can get a picture with Paul Rudd or an autograph. You know, you can win sweepstakes to get a photo. You know, it's like, okay.
Robert Downey Jr., that's different.
He's not going to show up.
Yeah.
He's probably too busy doing some other things. I mean, maybe you'll get a free picture with the Green Ranger.
Okay. Green Ranger.
Because I heard, the Green Ranger. You know, the Power Rangers?
Oh, okay. Oh, the Power Rangers. Oh.
Yeah. I heard he loves to give free autographs. He'll sign anything. You bring anything, he'll take a picture with him. You throw him a couple bucks, he's happy.
Because he's not working.
Yeah, because, there's just so many things out there, and they don't want to hire too many people out there. So it's not his fault. He's good. He's good. I've heard they've done fan films with him where they've made him the White Emperor or something. It's
okay.
Some of those fan films are a lot better than some of the other stuff we've seen.
Okay, now just to move on. Latest news. Okay, we know the Star Wars trailer is coming out on Monday. We'll review that in the next show. Because somebody was asking me, do you think Star Wars is going to beat Endgame as the biggest movie of all time? And it has to do with repeat business.
Were they being funny?
They were being sarcastic. And the funny thing is, if Star Wars is a good movie, JJ gets his act together and does it right, I mean, they're throwing everything in the kitchen sink. But if the movie is been there, done it, the fans are not going to go back, and because a lot of people are saying, well, this is the end of the 3-part trilogy. It's something like Lord of the Rings. You know, it's the end. You know,
it doesn't really matter, because they said in the laws of economics, it happens like that. They say the first one does the most money. Then it starts dropping off from there. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even matter whether how great it is. Unless it's like you were saying that Endgame made more money than Infinity War?
Yeah. And it's the biggest money maker. But that's what I'm saying. Because
the second was good. And that gave you enough reason to go to the third, probably.
Right.
But in this one, the first one, remember I said it seemed like it was just ripped off of A New Hope?
Yeah, and so it's
it seemed like
so it's the Last Jedi.
Later,
you see a lot of Empire Strikes Back.
It's an homage. Yeah, it's an homage.
But
and then they do the same thing with Empire Strikes Back. But by that time, you could have seen what they were trying to do. They wanted to kill all the old characters, bring their new characters in, and think that they can make more money with their new characters. Because we don't want to promote the old characters because that belongs to George Lucas. If we promote the old characters, we have to cut in. It cuts into our money. Then we have to pay for that.
This time they had no other choice because they're bringing everybody. The Emperor's back.
Sad. It's so
Billy,
sad. It's sort of like the deal that they made. It blew up in their face.
That's why all that stuff, Mandalorian, all that stuff is going to Disney Channel. But we're going to talk about the streaming a little bit later on in the show. Real quick. Other news. We'll be talking about Star Wars after the trailer premieres in the next show. Anyway, latest news. Chris Hemsworth got the okay to do a remake of The Three Amigos with, who is it again?
Chris Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth, out of all people. Yep.
Is he a comedian?
I thought I wrote it down here. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
I could see Robert Downey Jr. carrying that movie. But
Yeah,
but
Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans. So you got Iron Man, Captain America, and
Evans,
Thor.
He has chops.
If you see Three Amigos, it was a cute movie, but it wasn't all that funny. So look it up. Voodoo has it, I think. Voodoo channel has it.
I purchased that DVD because I don't have Voodoo, and some of these movies to see in streaming, it's almost impossible to look for them.
Well, a lot of the channels now. I mentioned this in the last show.
Netflix had Mandy, and now it doesn't have Mandy because now Hulu has Mandy, and now you have to get it. So many streamers are.
I mentioned the last show. Shout Factory, Pluto TV. These are all free streaming channels that you can get on the internet for free. Okay, I mentioned that on the last show.
Shout Factory has a channel?
Shout Factory. They got multiple channels. So does Pluto TV. Pluto TV has its own James Bond channel where you can see James Bond 24 hours. We'll get to that. We got to catch up on some reviews.
Go for it.
Well, okay, here we go. Movie reviews. Let's right on top of the head. Boom. Zombieland. What do you think? I gave it 3 out of 5.
It was entertaining. It was very good. I consider it very good, but you could see that some of things, it's sort of a cash grab. At one point,
All sequels are nowadays.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this is what it seems more like. It sort of seems like fan service, and at one point it almost played like a video game.
Yeah, it does. But it did have its moments. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe you can wait for Netflix.
You could tell Emma Stone, for some reason or other, she was like really like unhappy to be there. But she took the check, so cheer up.
Well, I mean, it's a zombie movie. What the hell they expected? It's not Shakespeare,
No,
if you like the first one, you like this one.
Yeah, of course. But, it's sort of like it was hysterical that they tried to do a love interest between Emma Stone and I'm sorry I can't remember the Eisenberg's name. Eisenberg?
Yeah, Eisenberg, yeah.
Eisenberg's and her to try to make this relationship. But in real life, it doesn't seem like it would really happen. Even if, like some people would say, you could be the last man on earth and there would still be no. And she sort of seems like one of those people. She comes off of it, so it's pretty funny.
Right.
That I could just imagine Eisenberg trying to play up like, oh yeah, we're in a relationship, putting his hand around her. She's like, oh God, get your hand off me. Stop touching me. Oh my God, he's kissing me. He's kissing me. Get your gross hands off me.
I took it for what it was. If you like I said, you like the first one, you like this one. Now, so let's go to past movies. You saw Hustlers?
No.
Wow.
No.
You're the big J-Lo fan. You didn't see it?
Yeah, I'm a J-Lo fan, but I'm not going to see that movie.
Just a booty at the beginning of the movie, and the rest of the movie sucked. You didn't miss anything. Rambo.
Good.
I was disappointed.
Yeah.
All talk, and then you saw the trailer. The last 10 minutes is where all the action happens.
But it sort of
seemed... But it was a good body count at the end.
Right.
But what a stretch.
It sort of seemed like he did what he had that movie do what deliberately gets done, like Steven Seagal would say. You have to make the bad guy be so irreprehensible that he
really
kills,
repulsive, yeah.
Yeah, like he destroys a child or something, and then you could go after him full force. And that's what Rambo, or should I say Sly Stallone did. He sort of made the bad guy hurt a child so they could go, oh, now I could go full nuts on him, and nobody's going to have a problem. Everybody's going to get on board with that.
And that works.
And I'm like...
For me, it worked.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. I think you went a little overboard on the violence. You had someone killed and murdered just for you can go overboard on that. And you really shouldn't have you didn't really have to do that. And if anything, you're Rambo. You had the skills. You could have prevented that. But you sort of like let it happen in order for you can go overboard with it.
Well, in the movie,
because he's a special forces, right?
At the end, he gets fed up and tired, so he goes ballistic. That's why he goes ballistic.
That's what I'm saying. It sort of made no sense because he had special forces training. It's like the first movie.
Right, he did have
special
forces training.
The army couldn't get him. The army couldn't get him.
That's why he had all these. He set up all these devices and booby traps on them. So he put all of his army technique into that.
No, but he lets himself get injured by them, beaten up, and he lets the person who's hostage gets hurt and murdered. When he could have stopped that, since he's special forces, he could have just destroyed them all without, like Batman, without them knowing who's behind it, and then save the person. He could have done that.
What he was trying to do is, I get hurt because I don't want to fight. I don't want into violence, so he gets hurt. That's what. That's what flicks a switch up and said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go into demolition body count mode, and that was the payoff. Okay, so that's why the movie works.
He could have gone to the body count mode. I have no problem with the body count mode. He could have done. They were saying, oh, but John Wick. Yeah, but John Wick. Even he lets you know. They all let you know with the John Wick movie, it's kind of a joke. It's kind of a joke. And then someone says to me, oh, how is John Wick a joke? How could you take that as being funny, that big body count? Because at one point, I think, what was her name? She played the Russian mob leader who's helping John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? I forgot.
I forget too.
Okay. She's John Huston's daughter.
Angelica Houston.
Yes, Angelica Houston. She goes at one point in the movie. In the movie, she goes to him. John, I don't understand this. You did this all for a puppy? And he goes,
Yeah.
he stops for a minute and goes, it was more than a puppy. But did you see? It's a tongue-in-cheek. It's a joke.
Well, Rambo
You
took
get
itself. Yeah, but Rambo took itself
Yeah,
seriously.
but that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's Stallone. That's
Stallone's
his
not
person.
getting he's not getting the idea.
No,
John
but
Wick
you can do a John
was
Wick with a Rambo.
able-
You can't do it.
I'm saying
Rambo is
he coulda-
strictly serious.
He could have played serious, but he took it to a whole nother level. Like, for example, the first Rambo, he could have done that.
No,
right?
but
The
why
first
repeat
Rambo-
yourself?
No, but I'm saying.
You know, he
you
went
can
all
do-
out. This is the grand finale. He knew
No,
this was going to
he
be the
can
last
do-
movie, so he decided to go over the top
you
with the
see,
character because he lost it. That's what it was.
No, but that's not good.
We're not
That's not
spending
good.
too much time on this
All
movie.
right, next.
Next, Joker.
Yeah, that's it. Joker.
I hated it. His performance
didn't
was
like
great. His performance was great. I can see him getting nominated, but it's not a Batman movie. It's not even a Joker movie.
It's not even a
Exactly.
Joker. It's sort of like
His
Warner
performance
Brothers.
was good. The movie
yeah, exactly.
sucked.
Yeah, it's like Warner Brothers. I love Warner Brothers, but they played this joke on us, like, oh, let's just get a person with mental illness. Let's have these things happen. Let's link it with Batman some way by Wayne and Gotham. And then this guy with mental illness, he shows no intelligence. Boom, guess what? He's the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a Joker origin story. And then later you're going to be like, well, it wasn't really a Joker origin movie. It was more of a guy who's nuts.
Yeah, basically.
But it has no, it shows that he has no intelligence. It doesn't perform. People said, oh, why didn't it rise? People are afraid, oh, the incels are going to jump up and they're going to be mass shootings. No, because I think anybody with half a brain would see this movie and say, it's just a guy with mental illness. And at the end, they say, hey, guess what? He's the Joker.
Yeah.
It's a Joker origin film. Really?
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not a masterpiece.
It's just a guy
all these
with
reviews.
a mental illness.
High ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, it's a masterpiece. It's genius. Pure crap. As far as I'm concerned. I give it 1 out of 5 only because of his acting.
They want to do more movies like this. So they want to do like a Riddler origin story. All of a sudden, it's going to be like Gotham. All of a sudden, some crazy guy does crazy things, and at the end of it, guess what? He was always the Riddler. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. Yeah,
Right.
it's just conning the viewers. You're conning the audience into saying, this guy was the Riddler. Oh, and this guy was the Penguin, and this crazy guy was the Joker. No, it's not. No, he's not. It's not a Batman film. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And I always thought that Joaquin Phoenix would have been better.
Yeah, well.
I keep saying Joaquin Phoenix.
No,
Joaquin Phoenix. Not Joaquin Phoenix. I don't mean Joaquin. I mean Jake Gyllenhaal. Jake Gyllenhaal.
You wanted him to be the Joker.
He would have been the better Joker because in Jake Gyllenhaal's crazy characters, he always shows you an intelligence behind it. If you saw that film Night Stalkers,
Night Stalker. We played
it
the
was
the
best
reporter or cameraman, something
where
like
he
that.
created sort of like that type of film journalist.
Right.
Where he would just, and he was showing a smart and intelligence in him. That he would be violent at one point, like when he wanted this job. He says, "Why won't the guy who was buying the scrap from him, the metal scrap?" He said, "Why won't you hire me?" It's because I don't hire thieves, because that's all you are, a thief. And Jake Gyllenhaal looked at him like he was going to kill him, and he goes, "Thank you very much. I'll take that into consideration. Thank you. Good day, sir." And he leaves.
I don't think it would have helped the movie either way, though.
Well,
The Joker.
Yeah,
he would have helped up the
think-
movie.
I
The movie
think-
still sucked.
I think
the script was horrendous.
It would have helped because Jake Gyllenhaal shows an intelligent. Joaquin Phoenix didn't show any intelligence. He just showed a man who was who had a problem, who was nuts. Basically he had no plan.
But that's the way the part was written.
No, but the
and
Joker,
he played along with it.
The Joker
So
is intelligent.
The
The
script
Joker
did not,
does things.
the script did not do that. That's why it's a
That's
different
what I'm saying.
Joker
It's
altogether.
terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Okay.
That's why I said it's not good.
Okay, next, real quick. A movie that got straight, I think it went straight to streaming or cable, whatever. The Devil's Rejects, Rob Zombie. This was the second of a trilogy. House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects. I like this movie a lot. This has This is a special edition to this, where it has the making of the movie. If you've never seen this, for you zombie fans, get it? Rob Zombie, Zombieland. Anyway, 2-disc special. The second disc is the making of the whole movie, the making behind the scenes production. Okay, here's another excellent 2-hour documentary and the making of this picture and how Rob Zombie does things. A lot of people don't give him credit as far as the director. As far as I'm concerned, him as a writer is a little bit weak. Okay, it's like there's Salem's something, I don't know.
Salem's Lot?
No, it's some other movie about Salem or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Salem's Lot. Am I wrong?
That's something. Well, you zombie fans know what I'm talking about. Right? So I find his only weakness, it could be his writing in some of the movies that he writes. But anyway, this is one of the better ones. 3 from Hell, the third part of the trilogy. I hate to say it, 2 hours of yakking. Not very good. Very disappointed. This I get a 4 out of 5. 3 from Hell, the third part of the trilogy. Directed by Rob Zombie. It's a 2 out of 5. It's very weak, latosa, a lot of talk, until the final showdown at the end. Then there's a body count. It does pay off at the end if you're patient with the first hour of the movie. So that's 3 from Hell for you horror fans out there. Okay, Breaking Bad.
Netflix.
Camino. Excellent movie. It got mixed reviews. It shows you. I can't talk about the movie. It's Robert Forster, a big Tarantino actor. Robert Forster passed away a couple of weeks ago, and he apparently this is his last performance, which is kind of weird. Breaking Bad fans, it's on Netflix. I know you guys are binging. See El Camino. You see what happens to Jesse. There is flashbacks. Okay, for me in the first hour, it kind of slowed the movie down. Okay, I'm not a Breaking Bad fan, but I knew my friend Jimmy always said, "Oh, you missed last night's episode. This happened, that happened." Anyway, I don't want to. The flashbacks are spoilers. If you're a fan of Breaking Bad, especially like some people who died in the original episode, they make a cameo in the flashbacks. That's all I'm going to say. I definitely 4 out of 5. Really tense moments. That's what I like about it. The pacing and what's going to happen next. So you follow him on a journey of trying to recover from his past. I definitely recommend that one. Next, Addams Family. Why did they even bother? Okay, it wasn't
for
funny.
Money, cash grab.
Of course not. Of course. I mean, same thing. We didn't see Maleficent, another cash grab, a sequel that nobody was asking for. Okay.
Yeah. They're all like Disney does a lot of cash grabs.
Yeah.
Like so why are they turning everything to live action?
Okay. Gemini Man. You didn't see that?
No, I'm not really interested. If anything, it seemed to me sort of like a ripoff of Looper.
Okay.
And Looper wasn't that good. People keep saying, "Oh, Looper." I think some people said Looper was good. I'm not sure if that's true.
It was okay. It wasn't bad, but you know what it is? It's a one-trick pony. There's so much you can do about cloning somebody. You know.
Well, it's no clone. It's sort of like him in the future. But Gemini Man, right? Oh, you mean Gemini Man?
Gemini, right? But Looper was about the future,
yes,
right? Catching up with himself, right?
Himself.
But it's it's almost the same variation and that theme. So there's so much you can do with it. You know, I think Gemini Man, I gave it 3 out of 5. They do their best, but the movie's tanking at the box office. Yep. Okay.
Face Off did a better job with it.
Because Face Off was excellent. Yeah, that was excellent.
And I heard
that's a 5 out of 5.
I heard that they want to do a remake of Face Off.
No.
They can. You know who the 2 actors they would have to get? They would have to get the 2 actors sort of that's on the prime of being action heroes. Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. Tell me you wouldn't see that.
Ooh.
Tom Cruise.
The agents would not.
Keanu Reeves. They would.
They
would say, "Oh my God, we have to do that." And listen to
the agents were not allowed that.
Listen to me. You would definitely want to see it, right?
Yeah, I would.
You would say Keanu Reeves would play the Nicolas Cage part, because you know he has that in him.
Yep.
And Tom Cruise definitely should play the John Travolta part, because that's him to a T.
Yeah, that is him.
John Travolta are over the top hams, and Keanu Reeves is like a Nicolas Cage type of over the top ham.
Cage and Travolta, no, not Cage. Cruise and Travolta are both Scientologists, so that would be interesting. Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
they almost seem like they're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. Okay. And as far as the box office goes, like Rambo, Astra with Brad Pitt, I reviewed it last time. 1 out of 5.
Which one?
Astra.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was gone in one weekend.
So it was really good.
All these movies are not crossing over the 50 million mark, but for some reason, the Joker is crossing 700 million.
Because it's suckering people.
Yeah.
People want to believe it. You'll see down the line, it will be like Endgame. Down the line, they'll eventually people, wait a minute. This wasn't any good.
Yeah.
Sort of like Phantom Menace. Wait a minute. This was horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I got
people get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, and the hype.
And the hype. And
It's
that's
true.
what happens.
It's true. When you see a movie in the first week of it, you see all the people like, oh my God, that was great. That was great. I remember I saw a movie like that when the hype had died down.
All the Star Wars movies, basically.
Well, there was another movie I saw. I forgot which one it was. I saw it after the hype died down, and people were still trying to get me to cheer it. I think it was Captain Marvel. And I saw it after
horrendous.
I saw it after the hype died down, and there was still people in the audience like, "Oh my God, that's great! That's the great part!" And it was like one or two people trying to do that, trying to hype everybody up, but everybody was just sitting back and it's like, "Okay, all right, this is what's happening now."
Now, here's a better superhero movie, Shazam, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the main reason I'll mention is this is way better than the Joker, okay? It didn't get the kudos that it should have gotten.
Better than Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's
Because
got...
in reality, he's the original Captain Marvel.
Right. This has a second disc on the DV. It has 90 minutes of all behind the scenes making of. I thought it was really good. You know, I'm really into that stuff. And the main reason I'm saying this is because what's happening is Disney is going to come out with a streaming service. And if you saw the list, the main reason I'm saying this, let me get to the point because we're running out of time. This has like 90-minute specials. You know, Disney, they came out with a double platinum by the
Disney Plus?
No, not Disney Plus. That's the streaming. DVD, Blu-ray specials, the Diamond Edition, the Platinum Edition. Get it now before it goes back in the vaults. Remember they're pushing that for a couple years?
Yeah.
You know, double the DVDs.
They might as well not even bother because you can't even get it anyway.
And so what's going to happen with that? Now Disney is releasing all these movies because they know it's the end of the road for all these. How many times are you going to re-release Bambi? Okay, so now you get the whole catalog on DV Plus, but the problem with that is all those bonus features are not being translated over. So if you're a fan like me who's into behind the scenes,
physical media,
they're going to lose all this, and eventually they're going to stop marketing DVDs, Blu-rays, and go to streaming. Right. Netflix started it, and Disney is going to end it. People are saying, "Oh, Disney's going to fail." Disney's going to do huge on DVD streaming.
Really? How did Disney do with its free television service? You know they own they own a channel, right?
Yeah.
How did they do with that? I heard it failed.
It failed because it was part of the package. You couldn't get it separately.
It's Channel 7. Why did they fail with Channel 7? Because they didn't want to put out their content. Because people thought, oh, Disney bought Channel 7, they're going to start showing all the old movies like Bambi, Snow White, all these films that they hold in possession. And they once would throw it out in sporadic moments that people said, we can't expect anything from this channel. They switched off. It lost interest. And now they're like, what, second, third in the ratings?
Because they screwed up in the marketing as far as they were being greedy. It's like, okay, we're not going to show Snow White, Pinocchio.
Less than a minute. We got 20
because
seconds.
We're going to save it for our DVDs and Blu-rays. And now that market is ending.
Right,
now
folks,
they're concentrating on the Disney Plus channel. I saw the same. I mean, I never saw Star Wars Legos on DVD. Now we're going to see it. I finally get a chance to see it. Okay, a little bit behind the scenes.
Yes, this is for the YouTube channel if you watch YouTube.
A little 5-minute thing because I think somebody else is coming in. But for me, is like I said, I never saw Star Wars Lego. They had quite a few of them.
Star Wars Lego.
Yeah, the comedy, you know, the Lego movie.
Right. No.
So they had a whole bunch of episodes of Star Wars using Lego characters. Like one was Yoda, one was I forgot. Yeah, I mean they're out there in the library. But now you can get all that on the Disney Channel. The catalog is
nobody
huge.
Asked for?
Well, hey, it's like I have the stuff on the channel.
People forget why Netflix is so popular when it comes to binge watching. Because you watch it, you're just watching it there, you pass out, and it's still on. That's what people like.
Yeah.
It's background noise. That's what Netflix is. How many channels are you going to pay for background noise? That's why cable at one point was popular, because it's just background noise. You turn it on, you see a movie, you miss some of it, hey, it'll be on again in like another 3 hours and an hour.
Right.
So that's what the thing is with Netflix. But you can't do that over and over again to so many different services. Like we say, The Mandalorian. How popular is that going to be?
Yeah, it depends. I mean,
It's costing them an arm and a leg to do an episode.
it doesn't matter because you know why? Because the whole movie distribution is so whacked and so confusing. They spend for a movie, all these movies like Rambo and a bunch of all these movies, they're costing to $1,500 million dollars, and they're barely getting the movie back. Make an expensive movie, but then once it goes to streaming, Netflix will hold out for a year. Then they sell it to Hulu. Then they sell it. I mean, that's what they did with Southern
made money
Generation.
with Joker, because Joker didn't cost